Hey guys, what's up? So today we are going to take a look at Umbrel. Umbrel runs Bitcoin Core and Lightning Network Daemon out of the box. It also has a freaking app store filled with open source alternative applications for applications that we regularly use. For example, there is Nextcloud as a replacement for Google Drive. There is Photo Prism as a replacement to Google Photos. There is SyncThing as a replacement to OneDrive or Dropbox, whatever you use. And there is Pi-hole, which is an amazing application which blocks off all unwanted advertisements using DNS level filtering for all of your local area devices, which will include Wi-Fi and normal Ethernet connection that you have. All of these things are super easy to set up with Umbrel, and we are going to do that, and it's going to be super exciting. It is super easy to set it up on any existing hardware that you own or a dedicated Raspberry Pi. So why wait? Let's get started. Umbrel's website tells that it's a personal server for everyone. It also says that we can run our own Bitcoin and Lightning node in your home and self-host open source applications like Nextcloud and Matrix, right? Well, this photo explains it a lot. In 1980s, we had mainframes and it got converted to personal computers nowadays. And in 2020s, we currently have data centers. It's going to be eventually replaced by personal servers, which everyone owns. Right. And Umbrel by default tells that we should be self-sovereign and our data is our right. No central company should own it, right? Without Umbrel, third-party services, for them, our data is a gold mine to them, right? But our data should be locked. Even it's a gold mine, it should be locked with us using our own personal server. And we can run this Bitcoin and Lightning node. We can, So since we are going to run Bitcoin and Lightning node, there are a lot of non-custodial wallet services that you can connect to your own personal home node, right? Using Tor. You will get a .onion address. We are going to show that a little later. Don't trust verify on steroids, right? And we are going to look into all of these things. And there's a freaking app store, and we can build our own server. So here's where the interesting part starts. We can install Umbrel on a Raspberry Pi, or we can install Umbrel on Linux. If you don't have a Raspberry Pi handy, you can go ahead and click on this link. It's going to bring you to this section where you can see the guide to install. It basically uses Docker Compose. So this is the GitHub repository for Umbrel. And okay, Umbrel is also open source. In Bitcoin, most of the things are open source, and basically it's going to run this Docker Compose.yaml files. And in Raspberry Pi also, at the end of the day, this same thing runs, but this is tested, and there is a Umbrel OS which runs this exact specification. So we are going to do this. Actually, I already have done this, and I'm going to show you my setup real quick. So this is my setup. As you can see, here is my Raspberry Pi. It is enclosed in a good heat shield, and there is a SSD external solid state drive attached to my Raspberry Pi using this USB cable. And there you can see there are fans. These are heat sinks, and that's my Raspberry Pi. There is a memory card attached to it, and this entire setup is present in my TV trolley. There is a Ethernet cable over here which goes and connects to my router. So that's pretty much about my setup. And now I'm on my laptop and I'm connected with the router that we just saw, and now we can go to this website, that is umbrel.local. So if we go to this website, since it's a .local address, it's going to ping the host name Umbrel, and it's statically configured in my router to be 192.168.1.100. You can do that easily on a Raspberry Pi. And now we can get to the Umbrel dashboard. This is the Umbrel dashboard, and it shows the percentage at which Bitcoin code is synchronized. It took almost 7 days for me to get it up to 100% synchronized with the latest blocks. And as you can see, this block was exposed to 12 minutes ago and all that. All this block data is stored on that SSD that we just saw, and you can easily see that Bitcoin Core, LND, and Electrum server takes up a lot of space. And if we go into the Bitcoin statistics, we will find that there is almost 1 MB of transactions on the mempool. Current hash rate is this, and this is the blockchain size. We are connected with 11 peers. It shows a brief summary. Of course, if you want to dig into Bitcoin a bit more, then I can do that easily with the RPC commands. We may do it on a future video. We also can see some statistics about the Lightning network that we have. I am not currently connected with anybody on the Lightning network, but I want to connect. So this is my Lightning address. You can scan it, or I can paste this on the video description. And if you have a Lightning node running, do connect with my node, and we can exchange some payments, a few sats. Then as I just told you, that after your Bitcoin is 100% synced, you can connect a non-custodial Lightning wallet like Electrum wallet, like Phoenix wallet, Samurai wallet. A lot of wallets are there. Spectre, Wasabi. Spectre is an amazing wallet which performs multi-sig addresses. And then we come to the apps, right? The most interesting part. So since we have a setup that is running, we would want to do more out of our personal home server. So everything that should be possible should be in the personal home server, right? And so let's go through these, go through a few. So we can go into the mempool one. So you might know that mempool.space is a website via which you can explore the mempool, and you can get an estimation as to what should be your ideal fee to get ideal transaction fee to get your transaction in the next block ASAP. So as you can see, high priority should be 5 sat per virtual byte right now, and medium priority is 1 sat, and there are a lot of transactions pending, right? But I am in this website. This is mempool.space, and it is centralized again, right? This website could be lying, we may never know. That's why in here this is umbrel.local. Mempool runs in port 3006, and as you can see, mempool has a history of some transactions that we have, and it's the blocks that we have, and these are the blocks. The one block is filled right now with 1.5 MB size, more than 1 MB because probably SegWit, and 210.06, and increasing number of transactions probably in the next block, right? So this is some statistics, and this is generated not on the centralized server but on the private server that we have, the personal home server, right? There is a BTC RPC explorer via which you can explore the Bitcoin blockchain that we downloaded, right? So we can see that these are the latest blocks. This is basically a complete blockchain explorer where you can explore it. There a similar counterpart, centralized on the web counterpart, does exist of the same, of course. Then there is Nextcloud, and I use Nextcloud as a Google Drive replacement that I just told a little bit earlier, right? So if I go into my Nextcloud, you will be able to see some files. Yeah, these are some files that I have. I have more files. I don't want to share it on video, of course, but yeah, those are some files that we have. Then we have Pi-hole, right? And this is very exciting because in Pi-hole I have set it up to block. Yes, so as you can see, almost 8.9% of all the DNS requests that goes through gets blocked. So what is the benefit of it? So let's say if I open speedtest.net, this website has a lot of ads, but there is no ads in this page. How? Because of this. And I don't have any ad blocker installed on this device, anywhere in this device. This is happening out of the box, and the benefit of the same is that, let's say if you run a game on your Wi-Fi, and like an iOS or Android game, and that game tries to load an advertisement, it's not going to get through. So there are a lot of benefits, but still, for example, YouTube or Spotify, these ads will come through because these ads are not served via some a different domain. They are going to be served from the same domain as YouTube is. So that's why it's a little trickier to block those ads. But this gets you out of the most annoying ones, right? The Google Ad Services advertisements. So that's it. So that's about the Pi-hole stuff. You should tickle around with Pi-hole a little bit more. I didn't go into depth. You could have seen that there are a lot of domains on blocklist, and Pi-hole has this concept of you can have a lot of blacklisted websites. So if I quickly go into my Pi-hole settings, so oops. Yep. So if I go into it, you can find that there is a blacklist, and this blacklist has, so okay, this is interesting. So for example, Zomato and Swiggy, I am a very foodie person, and sometimes I want to block this so that I don't go out of control. So I can just turn these enabled, and now if I open zomato.com, this site is not going to load just right, but if I just enable it and then go to zomato.com, this is going to work. Oops. I know this is why this happens, because this is the caching issue that we talked about. There are some certain things called caching. Sorry, there is no caching involved. That's what I was wondering. I disabled Swiggy. Okay, so if I enable both of them, and if I open zomato.com now, right, it's going to load. But caching does occur in DNS, but local DNS caches are limited to probably a few seconds. So all right, so next application that we are going to take a look at is SimpleTorrent. And oftentimes this happens that you have some movie or something in mind, and you want to download it off torrent, and you want to keep it, and probably you want to use it later, or probably you have some ISO that you want to download a cracked game. And for example, I have downloaded this Eternals from torrent, and for it I just had to paste the magnet URI over here, and I started to download it. It used the Umbrel's local SSD storage as its internal memory. So the benefit of doing this is that now I can click here, and I can just click here for to view Eternals, and it's going to play it over here. I'm just not going to do that because it's going to give me copyright issues on the video, but I think you understand, right? Another awesome app which I want to talk about is SyncThing. And for the SyncThing, I can show you something. So for example, currently this video is being recorded, and this microphone is connected to my desktop, and I am recording the audio using OBS. So of course it's spitting out a .mp4 file, and I am converting that .mp4 file into a .mp3 file on my desktop. It's a different device, and this is a different device. So from my desktop I convert this mp3, and I just put it on the folder, on a dedicated folder, sync, and that folder is configured via SyncThing such that whenever I drop anything in that, it's going to sync it with my Umbrel, and the Umbrel is going to sync it with my MacBook, with this laptop, right? So therefore this is what is happening. So for example, if I just go ahead and copy a file on here on my desktop and paste it, you're going to see something going to happen. A magic is going to happen. It takes almost 5 to 10 seconds, but I'm pretty sure it's going to happen. Let's keep it running. But it happened, right? Awesome. So that's some of the applications that you can have with Umbrel. But this is not the limit. There is a lot of wonderful applications. For example, the Samurai server, Blue Wallet Lightning. These are amazing for wallets that you use, non-custodial wallets. There is Spectre Desktop for multi-sig with hardware wallets. There is Write the Lightning Terminal. All these Lightning amazing applications that you can use to manage your liquidity on Lightning. There is Node-RED. I have heard that this is an amazing application. I have never used it. It's a GUI for internet IoT based applications. There is Home Assistant, there's Code Server. There's just a lot of great apps on the Umbrel already present that and the benefit is that all of these apps are custody free. They are, whenever you are going to install them, they are always open source, and all the data is present only in your Umbrel itself. So this is an amazing tool to check out. You should go ahead to getumbrel.com and download and play around with Umbrel. Alright guys, I hope that you have learned a very simple way to run Bitcoin and Lightning node in your own desktop setup that you have, or if you have a backup server or a bad desktop or a new Raspberry Pi that you don't find a use for. So get to getumbrel.com and use Umbrel and run the Bitcoin node. It's going to help you a lot. You will learn a lot of stuff. And yeah, if you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for content like this. We have a lot of things planned ahead, and we are going to try and promise and deliver on these. So yeah, see you later. Bye.